Now let's focus on one issue that has definitely sort of split things right down the middle in the market over the couple of days. We are talking about the differences between the ADAG group, Anil Dhirubhai Ambani group, as well as its lenders. Now we do of course know that L&T Finance as well as the Edelweiss group came out and sold down a couple of pledged shares because they claim that contractual obligations had been breached, and therefore as lenders they were well within their rights to sell the pledged securities. This is something that has been contested by the ADAG group. So where does one really stand on this matter, and what does the law say? Well, let's ask the legal expert. Sandeep Parekh, founder of FinSec Law Advisors, is joining in. Sandeep, it's an interesting market. You know, rifts and fights happen on a daily basis, and now this is a new issue that's coming up. How do you interpret both sides and the arguments that they are making?
Hi. So I think the facts seem to be fairly clear that there's breaches of contract and there are pledged shares which are invoked. Now the question is there some kind of general obligation of a pledgee of shares to make sure that the share price does not fall because they pledge their shares? I think there's no such concept. I think that's obviously a pledgee has its own fiduciary duties to its shareholders, to its stakeholders. So the pledgees actually have no right but to actually sell these shares in the market. So I think it's a very, very clear and straightforward case. And I think ultimately, whether the market price falls because of the pledge is not the relevant metric. The real reason why the prices have fallen is because of the bankruptcy which has been declared, and whatever trigger events have caused the pledge to be invoked.
Okay, so the statement that they made that it is illegal on several counts, including amongst others price manipulation, insider trading, front running and market abuse. You're saying that this argument doesn't hold?
Not at all. In fact, it's they just put together random words. I mean, there's no question of insider trading, front running, and manipulation. I think it's just these are all words of art. They're used in specific contexts. You can't just randomly throw them around. So I think it's what they're trying to say is that they should have known that prices would fall if they sell at the market, and that they did not take care, and irrespective of that, they've sold in the market. So, yeah, they're kind of trying to say something else, and they've kind of put insider trading and stuff, which is not relevant to this context at all.
So, Sandeep, what you're saying is very important because, so that means that ADAG, as of now, in your view, doesn't really have a case at all. And if that's the way things are, then this is a very strong message that the lender community perhaps is also sending out to a lot of other entities where shares or other securities are pledged as collateral.
So, I mean, this is actually a very dangerous course the ADAG group has taken, because what they're telling other creditors, I'm sure the group companies also have lines of credit with all kinds of institutions. And what they're telling, the message they're sending to those creditors is that we'll sue you, in fact, if you try to invoke the contractual rights that we have given to you. So I think this is actually a very dangerous territory for the group companies, not the one which has gone into bankruptcy, because their word is not no longer kosher. So I think ultimately, whether it becomes a fight, actually a litigation in terms of L&T and Edelweiss sending defamation notices, or RCOM kind of sending whatever other notices under insider trading and whatever else they're saying these guys have done. That litigation is going to last years. But in the meanwhile, as I said, the credit worthiness of the group companies will go down.
Okay, well, thanks for explaining that to us, Sandeep. We'll have to end this conversation on that note. Let's take a quick break, though. When we come back from the break, we will rewind the Q3 performance for the IT sector, tell you about the hits and the misses and the big trends in just a bit. Stay tuned.